Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven, the 918 agent, and thank you so much for watching this video. We are going over the 5 top school districts here in Tulsa. Just quick disclaimer, all of these schools are great. So you can't go wrong with any one of these schools I go over. I would put my kid in any one of these schools. So just wanted to put a disclaimer on that because I didn't want people leaving comments saying, "Oh, you said my kid's school is trash." No, I didn't. I never said that. I'm basically just going to go over all the positives in those school districts, and I'm going to rank them 5 to 1 or 1 to 5, which way I go. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel so I can go over and give you knowledge about what you need to know if you're thinking about moving to Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. I think that's all I needed to say. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. We're starting with number 5, and that is the Broken Arrow School District. Broken Arrow is located on the east side of Tulsa. Now let's go over the stats here. According to the U.S. and World Report, the graduation rate is at 89%. And the teacher to student ratio is 19 to 1. That's actually on the lower end out of my top 5 compared to all these other school districts. Proficiency in math and reading. Let's go ahead and go over those numbers. 27% below in math, 50% basic, 20% advanced, 3% proficient. In reading, 14% below, 48% basic, 29% advanced, and 9% proficient. Now, the class sizes. This is actually the second biggest school district in Oklahoma, but it's only coming in at number 2. The number 1 is actually Epic, and that's the online school. But it is our second biggest school district here in Oklahoma. The class sizes are around 1,300 people or 1,300 students. That's about the size of each class. It is huge. They are very good in athletics. They have a lot of great programs, which I will put in the description below so you guys can check it out if you're interested in Broken Arrow. I will say this, they are very good at band. So if your kid enjoys band, I would definitely look into Broken Arrow School District because they are really good at band. Going to a lot of competition, ranking nationally in their marching band. So let's talk about the area and housing. So if you want, for all these housing markets updates that I'm going to be giving you in this video, basically go off of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath just to make it the same across the board. So if you're going to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Broken Arrow, it's going to cost you around $185,000. Now, you can buy a house out there for $300,000 or a house for $50,000. But on average, you'll spend about $185,000. If you want to rent over there a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, it's going to cost you around $1,200 a month. Now, it's a really great area. They have a super Target there. They got a Walmart. They got a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants. They even have a Bass Pro Shop out there. It's like I said, it's on the east side of Tulsa. It'll take you about 15 to 20 minutes to get downtown. And it's right next to a major highway system called Highway 51, or what we call it here in Tulsa, the BA Expressway. So you just hop on the BA and you can get into Tulsa very, very quickly. It's a great school. I would recommend it to anybody, but it still comes in at number 5 on my list. All right, coming in at number 4 on my list is Union Public Schools. So Union Public Schools are actually in the Tulsa city limits. But it's not part of Tulsa Public Schools. It's a whole different school district in itself. It's kind of weird. I will say this because you can have a Broken Arrow address, but be in Tulsa Union Public Schools. So it's very important when you buy a house and you see what city you're in to make sure you know what school district you're in also, because it could be different. So definitely take a look at that when you're buying properties. Let's go ahead and go over the numbers. So a graduation rate is at 89%, just like Broken Arrow, but it's a little bit different. The teacher-student ratio, it's 23 to 1. Let's go ahead and hit the math and reading proficiencies. 26% below, 48% basic, 22% advanced, 4% proficient in math, And in reading, we're 15% below, 46% basic, 32% advanced, and 6% proficient. Now, this is a little bit smaller than Broken Arrow, but the class sizes are around 1,100 students per class. So it's on the smaller end. I believe it's number 5 or 4 on the Oklahoma biggest school districts list, but it's a little bit smaller, but still it is huge. They are very good at athletics here. They win the state title a lot in winning the last couple of years, but they're very good at athletics. Also, since they are a bigger school, they have a lot more programs. Like Broken Arrow, they have a lot of programs. But once again, I'm going to put that in the description section for you below. Now the housing market. So let's talk about housing. So for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, be expected to spend about $170,000 for that house. Once again, you can go a little bit more or smaller, but on average, that's about the average for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. For rent, it is about $1,200 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, I say that Tulsa Union's kind of at the heart of Tulsa. I say that 71st and 169 area is kind of the heart of Tulsa. That's just my opinion. But there's a lot of stuff to do down there. We have our mall. The Woodland Hills Mall is down there. We have a lot of shopping. We have a Sam's down there. We have a lot of restaurants. We have, like I said, a lot of shopping. Also, our biggest Tulsa Community College campus is right pretty close to that area. It's at 81st and 169. So if your students is interested in doing concurrent enrollment, maybe to Tulsa Union, being right there is a great choice. It's a really great school. Like I said with Broken Arrow, would recommend it to anybody, but it still comes in at number 4 on my list. All right, coming in at number 3 on my list, that is Bixby Public Schools. Bixby Public Schools is basically south of Tulsa. It's a suburb just south of Tulsa, south of Jenks, so it's sitting right below. But let's go ahead and go over the statistic. Graduation rate's actually one of the higher ones on my list, and it's at 92%. The class sizes are 21-to-1 teacher-to-student ratio, and proficiencies in math and reading, we're going to start with math here, is 10% below, 46% basic, 37% advanced, and 7% proficient. In reading, it's 9% below, 31% basic, 46% advanced, and 15% proficient. The class sizes run about 450 students per class. There have a lot of activities there, like all the normal sports, like with all the other schools. They did just recently win the state championship this past year in football, so congratulations to Bixby. But since it is a smaller school, I noticed that they didn't have as many programs and extracurricular activities like the other schools. So, but once again, I'll put that in the description for you guys to take a look at. So let's go ahead and talk about the housing. So in this market of Bixby and in this area, there's a lot of new builds and a lot of newer houses since it's kind of a growing suburb. So you're going to spend a little bit more money for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath than the other areas, such as you're going to spend about $200,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Still very affordable, but it's a little bit more than the other areas. For rent, like with all the other areas, is about $1,200 a month in rent. Like I said, Bixby's the south side of Tulsa. A big road there in Bixby is Memorial. There's a lot of stuff to do on Memorial, such as they have a Sam's, a Costco, Super Target. They have a Chick-fil-A. They have a bunch of restaurants that I can't even remember all the restaurants. And they also have a really nice gym called Lifetime Fitness, and that's on Memorial. So they have a lot of stuff to do there in Bixby. It's a really, really good school district. Comes in at number 3 on my list. All right, coming in at number 2 on my list of school districts here in the Tulsa area is my favorite, Owasso Public Schools. I live in Owasso, so I'm a little bit biased, but I got some numbers to back it up. So let's go ahead and go over the numbers. Graduation rates just like Bixby at 92%, and the student-to-teacher ratio is 21-to-1. Proficiencies in math and reading, once again, we're going to go over math first. 10% below, 54% basic, 30% advanced, and 6% proficient. Then we got in reading, 5% below, 40% basic, 41% advanced, and 14% proficient in reading. Now, the class sizes are pretty much between the Bixby class sizes and the Union and Broken Arrow class sizes of around 750 students per class. Athletics, they are very, very good at baseball. So if your kid plays baseball, definitely check out Owasso. Also, they've done very, very well in football the last couple of years, winning, I think, 2 or 3 state championships over the last couple of years. So they're very, very good at athletics, but really good at baseball. They also have a really good band that you can check out also if your kid plays an instrument. They have a lot of other programs for your student to do, so I'll put that link in the description. But let's go ahead and hit that housing. So for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you're going to spend about $187,000. For rent, you'll spend about $1,200 a month for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, Owasso is located just north of Tulsa. Pretty much what's separating Tulsa and Owasso is the Tulsa airport. So it's a pretty quick drive to get to the airport. It takes me about 10-15 minutes to get to the airport. And it takes me about 20 to 25 minutes to get into Tulsa. So it's a really good drive, or a really easy drive. Basically, just hit that 169 highway going straight south. We have a lot to do here in Owasso. Really, you don't have to go into Tulsa. We have, Sam's, Sprouts. We got Super Target. We got Walmart. We got a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of things to do. So it's a great, great community. I love Owasso. That's why I live here. And that's the reason why it comes at number 2 on my list. All right, guys, and coming at number 1 on my list is Jenks Public Schools. Jenks Public Schools, at least the high school, looks like pretty much a small university. It is so nice. It is so new and up to date. They did a lot of renovations over the last couple of years. They have a new field house, new aquatic center. Basically everything looks brand new over there. So that's the reason why that's part of the reason why it's at my number 1. But they also have really good academics. Their graduation rate's at 89%, and their student to teacher ratio is 19-1. Proficiencies in math and reading. In math, they're 11% below, 50% basic, 31% advanced, and 8% proficient. In reading, they're 11% below, 34% basic, 38% advanced, and 16% proficient. On the class size, they are on that bigger of the class size, sitting at 900 students per class. In activities, they're very good at sports. They're pretty much really good at everything. But sports, they're really good at. Football, they've won a lot of state championships. They've won the state championship this past year, and I think they've won like 12 or 13 over the last 20 years. It's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and hit that market. If you wanted to buy a house over there in Jenks, be expected to spend about $200,000 on a house there in Jenks. Rent over there is around $1,200, just like most of Tulsa. Like I said, it is on the west side of Tulsa. It's on the other side of the river. It's really close to the Riverwalk, where there's Topgolf, a lot of restaurants, the Jenks Aquarium's over there. So there's a lot of stuff to do over there in that area, and it's a really, really nice and safe area to live in. I like it. I have a lot of friends that live there. But that's all I have for this list. So let's go ahead and close it out. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this video is a little bit longer, so I'm going to keep this short. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you learned something. This came at a request, so if you have any requests for any future videos, please leave me a comment. I would love to do them for you. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Steven out.